Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. This is a Verse Art Personal Reference Bible, dark brown, rough cut, genuine leather. Let's take a look from Thomas Nelson. Thanks for being here. Do check out our other videos and share, put it on social media, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Thanks for being here. Give us a comment if you'd like. So this is a thumb index edition. Now, Christian book distributors had these guys on sale for quite some time. They may still, like close to, I don't know what percentage off. Like they were normally $129.99 or something. They're $19.99, somewhere in those general vicinities. So I've noticed, like at church, we bought some. People got them, seem to be carrying them to church. So let's take a dive in. And so it's in an excellent clamshell box, which is my favorite. Here's what the features are, and this is a good clamshell box, by the way. Comes with Nelson's Guaranteed for Life, comfort print as well. Thick, rough cut, genuine leather cover. Portable, personal sized format for every day. Classic 2-column text, words of Christ in red, extensive cross-reference system, dictionary concordance, full color maps, durable and flexible Smithsonian binding, clear and readable 10-point comfort print type. So let's see what makes this the Verse Art edition. First of all, for genuine leather, it says rough cut. It does, to me, just feel like the vinyl. It feels like not genuine leather, but I'm going to take Thomas Nelson's word for it. And so the Lord is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. Exodus 15:2. He's become my Jesus, so to speak. It has 2 ribbon markers, and we'll take a closer look at those. It is not gilt edging. It doesn't have gold edging in it. It also doesn't have exterior stitching in it. And it doesn't have decorative headband, tailband, but it is just a continuous brown headband and tailband. And again, it is thumb index. Some people like thumb index, some people do not like thumb index. When we did the Premier Study Bible, we found in the Pentecostal movement, lots of people like thumb index, but that was somewhat of an anomaly. And so it does have the epistle dedicatory, and good, you can tell it's comfort print even in the table of contents. Miracles of Jesus, parables of Jesus, 1-year reading plan, concordance, this is all in the back. And then it also has introductions. It also has bottom of page references, which is one of the amazing things with computerization in the last several years. It used to be just traditional center column reference, and then some did single column reference, but now they've got references all over the place, and bottom, some people really like it. And so it's a mid-sized Bible. I wouldn't call it anything other than a mid-sized Bible, but it's excellent print. It kind of borders at the low end of genuine leather, but it's not genuine leather. It is genuine leather. Giant print was what I was trying to say, but it's not giant print. I would say that it's a solid large print though. It does not have in-text paragraph divisions, but it just at the top, it does have one brief sentence per page, or even just a few words per page. What is the major theme of that page? As far as room to write, it's got, I'm going to guess, maybe 0.625, maybe even just a ½ inch margin on the left. It certainly doesn't have room to write in the gutter, which is the middle. You could write a few things at the bottom on each side of the page number. Page numbers are very well done. The chapter numbers look rather computerized. Has almost no ghosting, so it's a great sweet spot between beauty of printing, consistency in printing, darkness in printing, but the Bible paper is thick enough of a GSM not to allow the darkness onto the other side. And so at the top, because it's got the little brief deal at the top of what's on that particular page, you know, it may be 0.625 or even somewhere close to 0.75 inches at the top, but because you've got like Joshua 21:9 and then that sentence, you don't have much on there, maybe 0.425, somewhere in that neighborhood. But it does have introductions to the books. And so then as we're going through this, we're coming to our ribbon markers. And Nelson a lot of times excels at ribbon markers, and this is no exception. They're diagonal cut. They're about the perfect size beneath the Bible, just incredible size beneath the Bible, and they're thick. I like when I say thick, I'm not talking about necessarily thickness, I'm talking about width, that they're wide. And I love the color scheme. The brown matches the color, and then the kind of the aquatic blue is just stunning. And it looks like these ribbon markers are not going to come apart on you. The thumb indexing is just classic thumb indexing. Now let's go in between the Old and the New Testament, see if they've got anything. I highly doubt they do. They don't. And then the introductions, let's say in Matthew, basically a large paragraph and a small paragraph, just to give you an idea. The introductions are about the same size print-wise as the text itself, which is good. Sometimes study helps tend to be smaller, every so often actually larger. The references are large for reference sections, but it's smaller than the other. And it's also got red letter, and it's a really nice red letter, and it almost looks like a Nelson red letter. You do this for a few years, you can almost tell what company did the red letter. And this is just a super red letter. It really is. And very readable. Some people's eyes don't take to the red letter and all of that. We're going to see about the Smithsonian in just a moment. See, it's not necessarily like laying flat in Revelation, the end of Revelation. I was going to make sure it's red letter in Revelation, which is very important to some people. So it's laying flat. Let me go back to Genesis. It's not necessarily laying real flat in Genesis. So usually if it's Smithsonian, it's going to, this is in Genesis 39:9, kind of. So with this, I've got a video on how to break in a Bible. You'd probably still want to go through this Bible break-in process where you just take 8-10 pages at a time. What this does is it relaxes the spine. And what that does is it prevents pages from falling out in the future by relaxing the spine. But it's also going to make it easier if you're preaching, teaching, or just wanting it to lay flat. It's like you can already see, it's much better than it was. And then let's see how big this concordance is. Do old mom thing. My mom used to lick her fingers. I wondered why. Now I know why. Let's see. So at the back, it does have the miracles of Jesus, and very nicely done. It's not large print, but it's very clear print. The one-year Bible reading plan is extraordinarily small print, maybe like 6 or less. But then the concordance looks nice. And it's not large print concordance, but it's not small either. It's probably a solid 8.5, but with a lot of spacing in between the lines, which makes it very easy to read. Very little ghosting. So it starts on page 1627. And it looks like it's going to be a rather large concordance. Yeah, to 1714. So that's 87 pages right there. And so it's a copious concordance. Like work is just many dozens of places. Work is mentioned. So that's a real plus. Real plus. And then it's got Nelson's map section, where of course in the Exodus they're not going through any water, which has always been a problem for me. We kind of complained about that for years, and some Bible companies started putting people through water. I'm sure it was me and a lot of other people, but that they came through water. Looks like there's 8 pages of maps and a nice, beautiful end page, spine stabilization page, but really no pages to write or anything like that. So it's got kind of the indentions for the spine. It's not supple leather at all, but it feels like it's not leather, and maybe that's why it's so inexpensive. But it's a quality Bible, and I love, that's one of my favorite verses. The Lord is my strength and song. He's become my salvation. No doubt about it. He's become our Jesus. Look that up in Hebrew. Basically, he's become our Jesus. Yeah, good. You know, I'll just tell you, Verse Art cover collection, that's the part, you know, I wondered, I'm just kind of doing an unboxing here with you guys, if it had like some kind of something to draw on or something, but it's just the cover is the way it is. So in my opinion, I mean, you can probably get better Bibles for $120, but if you can find these on sale, they're definitely worth it. Dark brown, rough cut, genuine leather. And notice it's not cowhide or anything such as that. So the Verse Art cover collection, God bless you. Fall in love with that word. See you later. Bye-bye.